Provost, Chief Academic Officer of this fabulous institution, and I am very, very pleased, no more than I'm sure you are, to declare the Quinnipiac University 2025 commencement exercises for the College of Arts and Sciences and the School of Communications officially open! All right, for those who are able, please stand for the national anthem, which will be performed by one of our grads, Sasha Zoe Karszewski.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, thank you, Sasha. So I am thrilled to be here with you today, and really, how many of us are just so excited that we will take the wind in lieu of the rain? Exactly. It's just what we ordered for you all. Nothing best, nothing too good for our grads. So I'm honored to be here today with you on this beautiful occasion to celebrate our grads. And because we want to honor this day of achievement for each and every one of you, I want to thank all of you in advance for staying with us through the entirety of the ceremony. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize the members of our platform party, which consists of our guest speaker, with whom you will meet in a moment, university administrators, members of our board of trustees, the deans of the College of Arts and Sciences and Communications, and in addition, our fantastic president, Dr. Judy Olian. It is now my honor to introduce her, and she has served as the 9th president of Quinnipiac University since 2018. Under her visionary leadership, Quinnipiac has experienced remarkable growth, innovation, and advances in academic excellence. As she steps down at the end of next month, making this her last Quinnipiac commencement weekend, we extend our heartfelt gratitude and best wishes for her future endeavors. So please join me in welcoming President Judy Olian to the podium.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon on this gorgeous summer day. And I want to congratulate the moms in the audience. It's a touch early, but you deserve many, many congratulations. Happy Mother's Day. Welcome to our graduates, the families, friends who are joining the graduates in this incredible milestone moment in your lives. Today we gather to celebrate you, our spectacular graduates of the College of Arts and Sciences and of the School of Communications. We'll celebrate all you've accomplished, the impact you've had, and the people you've become. I'd first like to welcome back to our campus our special guest, Eric Maripodi, who will speak shortly. He's a 2003 graduate of the School of Communications, and he currently serves as Vice President for News Programming at National Public Radio. Eric was on our campus last October as part of our Critical Conversations series. It's really terrific to have you back, Eric, and we look forward to hearing from you about your interesting life's journey and lessons since graduating from QU in 2003. Now, for a tradition here at Quinnipiac, I'm going to ask you, our graduates, to stand, turn to face the audience as you recognize your partners, spouses, moms, dads, siblings, grandparents, aunts, uncles, dear friends, whoever matters to you. Let's give them a round of applause. Yes. Now, we all know that they're the loved ones who've been there for you every time, before and after every challenge, every success. And while you're standing, let's also give a warm round of applause to our wonderful faculty and staff who are led here by Adam Roth of the College of Arts and Sciences and by Nadine Crosby, who is the Dean of the School of Communications. So thank you, faculty and staff, leadership, for all you've done. So now you can sit down. You probably were wondering when this day would finally arrive. Well, it did. You made it. This has been quite a journey, one marked by, I could have said a lot of learning. I'm going to say a massive amount of learning. I expect you also managed to squeeze in a few, maybe a lot of fun and memorable moments. There were probably some added twists and turns along the way. I congratulate you and thank you for adapting and adjusting with such grace and generosity to that thing, yes, that pandemic. You weathered that period with strength and resilience. You supported each other. You emerged stronger here. And you are finishing on such a high note with a brilliant future ahead. When we look at you, this class, we see the trailblazers of tomorrow who are prepared to embrace a world which is accelerating with change all the time, where there are many people who deserve to be lifted despite what life has dealt them. And you'll do more than that. You'll lead change as professionals in a whole variety of fields: social, digital, and visual journalism, in the performing and visual arts, in the sciences, in game design, perhaps ultimately in the medical fields, in cutting-edge research, and so much more. You will carry with you the life experiences of the last few years that have shaped you into the person you are today. You've been exposed to a variety, to many different ideas, to different people, and to different cultures. Yes, hang on to your hats. And that person that you've become, who appreciates, hears across, and seeks to bridge those differences, you're the person that the world needs more than ever before. Learning to listen and to understand those with a variety of perspectives and lived experiences inspired our Critical Conversation series. I hope you were able to join some of those discussions, including the impactful presentation from our speaker, Eric Maripodi. We say in our mission statement that our aspiration for our graduates is that they leave us as enlightened global citizens equipped for the careers of the future. Our fervent hope is that you are ready for just that. That over the last few years, all the people you interacted with, every teacher, peer, advisor, coach, every professor who helped you discover talents within you that you didn't know you had, every Quinnipiac alumnus, that they all prepared you for your chosen career, for the need to constantly adapt professionally and in your personal life, and also for the capacity to be open, respectful, and curious in listening. Curiosity is a magnificent quality. Everything I know about you and your development here tells me that this progression in who you are indeed happened during your time here at Quinnipiac. I can kind of identify with that. I'm with you, contemplating those same things as I prepare for my own move to the next phase of my career. How to stay abreast of accelerating change, to continue to adapt, to listen, to be curious, to continue to lift others, to have positive impact, and to keep learning for the rest of my life as a lifelong learner. While here at Quinnipiac, you've made friends that'll be your posse for the rest of your life. Plus, you have 70,000 fellow alumni who can help you along in your journey. And remember, we're all part of that Bobcat family that is with you for life. We're your home, away from home. Visit us often. Stay connected to the close friends you've made, to teammates, to faculty and staff who've been your mentors and advisors who impacted you on this journey of growth over the last few years. All of us at Quinnipiac look forward to following your adventure, to riding your coattails of success, to bragging about you whenever you reach some kind of high, to beaming with pride as we cheer you along the way. It has really been a joy for all of us to watch your class grow and shine. As you begin this next chapter, remember, you already have the resilience to turn adversity into advantage. You have already proven that you have the leadership capacity to blaze new trails and to bring others along. And you have a Bobcat network on campus, across the country and around the world to draw upon and to give back to in return. We know you are ready, career ready, life ready, future ready. Congratulations to the Bobcat class of 2025.
All right, so it's now the point in the program where you get to hear from one of or two of your fellow graduates, one representing graduate students and the other representing the undergraduate class of 2025. So to start, I call forward Jennifer Moglia, who is from Mineola, New York, and she is receiving today her Master of Arts in Public Relations, and she will welcome you on behalf of graduate students.
Thank you so much, Provost Leibowitz, and thank you so much, everyone who's here today. It's great to see everyone. I'm sure that if anyone at Quinnipiac knows anything about me, it's that I am a huge pop culture fan. As a communications and media studies major in my undergraduate years, now graduating with my master's in public relations, I basically was a pop culture major. From a presentation about the treatment of women in the Bachelor franchise, to a content analysis of YouTube comments on a Taylor Swift music video, I got to incorporate so many of my nerdy hyperfixations into my work. My capstone projects in undergrad and grad school were about an independent wrestling company and my favorite video game from my childhood years. I've always said that the Quinnipiac School of Communications gave me the opportunity to turn my passions into potential career paths, and I'll forever be grateful. One thing I've learned about pop culture in my years of studying it, trust me, I'm an expert now, is that everyone thinks that the most important part of a piece of media is the end. The finale of a TV show, the last frame of a movie, the closing track on an album, the final boss of a video game, the last number in a Broadway show, even the main event of a wrestling pay-per-view. For some reason, no matter how great the beginning and the middle are, we're always focused on the end. If the ending sticks the landing, that piece of media becomes critically acclaimed. I'm breaking the first rule here, but if you've seen Fight Club, I'm sure you remember the final shot. Our two protagonists stand hand in hand watching the world explode in front of them, and it's iconic. However, a controversial ending can change your entire viewpoint. Were you one of the people who thought your TV was broken during the last episode of The Sopranos? Did you hate the last season of The Office after Michael Scott left? You're not alone. My hottest pop culture take, I actually enjoyed the Seinfeld finale. Throughout my final year here at QU, I found that the way we feel about endings in pop culture is similar to the way we feel about them in real life. We want everything to go perfectly right up until the credits roll. Something else I've learned here is that not everything always works out like you plan. Shout out to my mom for that one. Even if life doesn't go the way you initially thought it would, I still think it's possible to be happy with it. Maybe the degree you're receiving today is completely different than the one you thought you'd be earning when you first stepped on campus. Maybe you're finishing this journey with different people than you started it with. No matter how you got here today, I want you to know that you should be proud of what you've accomplished, even if it doesn't look how you pictured it once upon a time. And back to endings, I think they're overrated. I hope all of you can appreciate the beginnings and middles of your stories just as much as the endings. Plus, the best thing about a season finale is you know a season premiere has to be coming soon. To the class of 2025, I can't wait to see what the next seasons of your lives look like. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jennifer. So now, on behalf of the undergraduates who are graduating today, I call forward Amalia Barroso. Amalia is from Fairfield, Connecticut, and is majoring in psychology, or majored in psychology, I should say.
Thank you to all of the members of the platform party. Good afternoon, everyone. When the opportunity arose to give a speech, my first thought was, wow, I really should have taken a public speaking class. My second thought was, how do I sum up 4 years of unforgettable memories and academic success on behalf of all of us into one speech? But here we are, standing at the finish line of our undergraduate journey with all of the lessons, experiences, and let's be real, student loan debt to show for it. Let's rewind to our first days at Quinnipiac. It is comical to think back to how clueless we truly were. We arrived on campus with brand new notebooks, a questionable sense of direction, and absolutely no idea what we were getting ourselves into. We quickly learned that no, 8 a.m. classes do not get easier. Blackboard notifications can ruin your day. And sometimes, despite our best efforts, we would have to survive entirely on an all-nighter and determination. But somewhere between the chaos, the stress, and assignments, something amazing happened. We grew. We learned how to handle pressure, how to think critically, and how to work with people who maybe didn't pull their weight in group projects. You know who you are. We found friendships that became our personal lifelines, and professors who pushed us to think beyond what we thought we were capable of. Quinnipiac didn't just teach us the facts and theories that came straight out of the textbooks we bought, and most of the time never ended up using. It threw us into the deep end of self-discovery. We learned that success isn't linear, that failure is just a stepping stone, and that sometimes the most valuable lessons don't come from class, but from life itself. We learned that plans change, people change, and often what you thought you wanted isn't what you actually need. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is that success isn't about having all the answers. It's about trying, failing, and trying again. It's about realizing the growth doesn't happen when things are easy. It happens when things are uncertain, uncomfortable, and maybe even a little terrifying. Now, as we step into the so-called real world, these lessons follow us on the way out. Instead of stressing over finals, we'll stress over taxes, insurance deductibles, and figuring out why networking events always have the tiniest sandwiches. But here is one thing. We have already proven that no obstacle is too great when met with perseverance. And let's be honest, a solid group chat for moral support. So when life gets overwhelming, and it will, remember the people sitting around you today. Remember the lessons you've learned here, and most importantly, that you have already faced challenges, overcome them, and made it to this moment. Before I wrap this up, I just want to take a second to acknowledge the people who helped us get here. Our families, friends, professors, and maybe even that one random classmate who let us borrow their notes when we missed a lecture. Thank you for all of your patience, encouragement, and for pretending to understand our late-night rants about assignments we definitely started too late. And finally, to my fellow graduates, this is not just an ending, it is a beginning. An unpredictable but exciting beginning. So go out there, chase your dreams, take risks, and never stop learning. Congratulations, class of 2025, we've made it.
All right, thank you. So I'd now like to call forward Professor and Chair of the Journalism Department, Ben Bogardus, and he will introduce our keynote speaker.
Eric Maripodi is an award-winning journalist and vice president of news programming at NPR, National Public Radio. In this role, he oversees NPR's flagship news magazines, including All Things Considered, Weekend Edition, and Weekend All Things Considered. He is also responsible for the newscast division and the network booking and specials team in NPR's podcasts such as Up First and Consider This. Previously, Eric worked on the NPR management team at Morning Edition and was the lead producer of Special Events Live coverage for political reporting and the network booking team. His innovative direction led to new approaches in NPR specials coverage, including expanding to video interviews and the use of Twitter Spaces. Before joining NPR, Eric was the senior producer in Washington for NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt. His career included more than a decade at CNN, where he was part of their Emmy Award-winning election coverage and co-creator of the Belief blog, which focused on faith and values. Eric is a 2003 Quinnipiac graduate with a bachelor's in broadcast journalism. He also holds a master's in religious studies from Georgetown University. It is my distinct pleasure and honor to welcome our commencement speaker, Eric Maripodi.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for having me back to campus. It's great to be back. I'm going to hope the wind will hold off and keep these notes in place. Congratulations, graduates. Congratulations, family. Congratulations, staff. Dean Barnett Cosby asked me to come up and share some words of encouragement, things that were uplifting as you start your journey. So I want to talk about failure and failing boldly and why it's so important for us to be willing to shoot your shot even if you fail. We need journalists and authors and teachers. We need to keep our communities informed. The First Amendment guarantees the freedom of the press. The Constitution is a durable document and a promise that goes beyond political parties and presidents or any individual. Journalists have an obligation to do work worthy of that standard without fear or favor. It's a real honor to be standing here as somebody who gets to do that every day for their job. But let me take you back to how I got here. 22 years ago, I was sitting where you're sitting. Little did I know my future wife, Dawn, was also sitting out there. She's sitting right over there today. Give her a round of applause. August will be our 21st wedding anniversary, and we also have 2 little bobcats of our own at home now. When I graduated, my job prospects were bleak. And bleak actually suggests there was a possibility of a job. At the time, there was nothing. I applied to dozens and dozens of jobs, often never hearing back. I applied to grad school and didn't get in, a memory I took back. It was right outside the Student Center today where I opened that envelope and saw the rejection. I wrote a column in the QU Chronicle that said the only thing my degree was going to be good for was turning around and writing "will work for food" on the back. Sorry. Political polarization was rampant. The commencement speaker that year was Don Hewitt, the legendary executive producer for 60 Minutes. He said he hated how today, when you wanted to insult someone, you called them a Democrat or a Republican. And he missed a time when you didn't like someone, you just called them a son of a bitch. I left graduation that day, and the only work I could find was filing freelance radio pieces for AM 1220, WQUN News. I got an internship at my church in Fairfield, where I made videos in exchange for housing. The housing was the basement of the pastor's house, and the basement was unfinished. It was probably more of an act of Christian charity on his part than it was about my video efforts. I applied for jobs, and I failed a lot. Eventually, I got a call to fill in for somebody on paternity leave for CBS News at a show called 48 Hours. That temp gig led to another temp gig, and eventually I got hired as a full-time employee. I had to learn a hard lesson in tenacity to get there. A few years later, I took a big risk and jumped to CNN, where a new show called Nancy Grace was starting. My boss at CBS said, "Are you sure? I don't know if these cable networks are going to make it." I think they've done okay. One night on Nancy Grace's show, I'd booked a big interview that was set to leave the show live at 8 p.m. When I sauntered into the control room at 7:45, another producer said, "Your guest still isn't at the studio in Birmingham." I said, "No worries, I'll call her." I called her and I said, "Hey, are you close to the studio?" And she said, "No, I just got out of the shower." "Why?" "'Cause the show starts in 15 minutes at 8 p.m. "Oh, you meant 8 p.m. Eastern. Birmingham is on Central Time. It's only 6:45 here." And that is when I realized I had failed miserably, and it was all my fault. My team showed me amazing grace. They rolled with it, and we did the show without a big guest. I learned a lot about being on a team that day and what it meant to pull together. Now, a few years later, I was with a CNN team on a boat in the Gulf of Mexico during the Gulf oil spill. There is some debate over the name of that body of water today, but since it was the Gulf of Mexico then, we'll stick with that for today. We were hunting for oil after a well owned by BP had burst and was spewing millions of gallons of crude oil into the Gulf of Mexico. My laptop was hooked up to an enormous satellite strapped to the roof of one of the boats so we could send back the video live. Our photographer and dive instructor jumped in the water in their bright red hazmat suits. Back at CNN HQ, they were watching our feed in the control room and took us live. It was a huge gamble that our tech would hold live underwater in the middle of the Gulf. It was only then that I looked over on the side of the boat and saw the sharks circling. In a panic, worrying our team was about to be eaten live on TV, I heard Buck, the dive instructor, say over the helmet speaker, "Don't worry, they're just sand sharks, and they're curious about what we're doing." So we kept going. A reporter and Jacques Cousteau's grandson jumped in next. They were doing a live interview underwater with a CNN anchor back in Atlanta when suddenly our connection dropped and we were kicked off the air. Now, before we left, an engineer had warned me, "Don't forget to turn off the screensaver on your laptop, because if your computer falls asleep, it'll kick you off the satellite." When I rushed to the back of the boat, I saw my screensaver had kicked in. I failed. It was all my fault. I called the control room, and they said, "We lost your signal, but that was awesome." I learned you need to pay attention to the details, and my journalist friends always listen to your engineers. As you heard, I'm now the vice president for news programming at NPR, and I oversee our flagship shows, Morning Edition up first, some of the top podcasts in the world, NPR News Now up first, and Consider This. And I'd like to take a moment now. If this is an awesome time for you to take out your phones, open up your favorite podcasting app, smash that like and subscribe button to Up First, NPR News Now, and Consider This. Thank you to the one professor who's doing that in the front row. Find me later for a tote bag. That was amazing. Thank you. When I first got this job, they hired me in an acting capacity, which meant they were 80% sure I could do the job, but they wanted an out just in case. That summer, Hurricane Ian came roaring through the Gulf, still of Mexico at that point, and it devastated Fort Myers Beach, Florida. I was walking out of a planning meeting, and a desk editor turned to me and said, "Can you believe this station in Florida just asked me to get them a helicopter?" "You should get the helicopter," I said. He laughed and said there was no way NPR was going to pay for it. The next morning, I decided we needed a member station reporter live in a helicopter that afternoon. An intrepid producer tracked down a helicopter pilot willing to fly in, pick up our team on the ground, take them up to survey the damage. Time was of the essence. The producer called me and said, "We found a chopper, but it's going to be really expensive, $11,000. The company's on the other line and needs an answer right now if they're going to make it on time." I said, "Let's do it." The charter company came on the line. I bravely pulled out my corporate card and gave him the number. Didn't go through. "Oh, it's probably the zip code. It's like the zip code for the office. I gave you the zip code. Let's run it again." Try it again. New zip code. Still didn't go through. "Do you have another method of payment? Would you consider payment in NPR tote bags?" So I looked at my wallet and swallowed hard. "Let me give you my personal card." Now, I've done well in my career, but I want to be very clear about this. I was not then and am not now making helicopter money. He ran my personal card, and it went through. I had no idea if the company would pay me back. I did know I was going to have a very awkward conversation that night when I got home. "How was your day? What have you heard?" I think I said, "Dawn, we're going to get so many Marriott points." We quickly turned to where you can land a rented helicopter in a disaster zone. Turns out, pretty much wherever you want in those circumstances. We got a reporter, a producer, a photographer up in the helicopter to tour the damage and report on it. The reporter dialed into All Things Considered from the helicopter, and everything was going great. Until midway through the live interview, the line dropped. After all that work, it failed. For the record, NPR did pay me back. The team got the reporter back on the line and recorded an interview for the later feeds of the show. I learned that sometimes big risks don't always pan out, but my team knew I was willing to go big or go home, and it helped me get the job. This year, we've been experimenting with getting our live election coverage on camera. It's been an incredibly complex endeavor to add robotic cameras and lights to our radio studios so we could create a parallel broadcast that's streamed on video and radio to our 248 member stations. We managed to pull it off flawlessly until the president's joint address to Congress. While I was busy checking to make sure all of our video streams were up and running, I saw out of the corner of my eye the audio team was scrambling one floor below. We'd made a big mistake, and we weren't feeding audio to our radio stations nationwide. It took us an agonizing 15 minutes to sort it out. Huge fail, entirely my fault, because I'd pushed our team so hard on the video stream. I learned to make sure every team has what they need every time. So why am I up here telling you stories about blowing it and failing miserably? I've had the chance to hang out backstage with rock stars. I've produced interviews with every live president, and a few dead ones too. I've interviewed a serial killer behind bars and genocidaires in Rwanda. I've seen the white smoke in person at the Sistine Chapel when Pope Francis was elected. I've been on the sidelines for NFL games and in the pits for NASCAR races, and all those were great experiences. But I had to be willing to take those shots. I had to be willing to fail, and to fail boldly to get where I am. And as you step into the next phase of your career, you need to fail. And you need to fail boldly. Don't be afraid to shoot your shot. And you know what? Sometimes you're going to get the time wrong. The sharks are going to show up. Your screensaver is going to kick in. The call from the helicopter is going to drop. And the wires are going to get crossed. And that's okay. On those days, you'll learn more. You'll learn more about yourself, more about your friends, and more about your family. What you're leaving with today is a degree. It's a piece of paper. You can turn it over and write whatever you want on the back of it. Don't do that. You will deeply, deeply regret it. What's more important than the piece of paper is the journey you took to get here. What's more important are the times you failed, dusted yourself off, got up, and kept going. In 20 years, it's going to be one of you up here. CBS, NPR, PBS, none of them may be around. They'll all be different, I'm sure. You might be the VP of hologram news for some independent publication. People get in a way we can't even conceive of today. Whoever you are, you'll have built a firm foundation from this university. Today, as you walk across this stage, know they can't take it away from you. If you remember one thing from today's speech, it's probably that Don Hewitt, the legendary executive producer of 60 Minutes, called people terrible names, and you should not do that. If you remember two things from this speech, remember this: get out there and fail boldly. Congratulations, class of 2025. Go Bobcats.
Thank you, Eric. So, you know what time it is now? That's all? Come on! Exactly! It's the time you've all been waiting for. So I ask President Judy Olean and College of Arts and Sciences Dean Adam Roth to come forward for the awarding of the degrees from the college.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts from the College of Arts and Sciences please approach the stage? Blaze Abate. Colby Ethan Ainley. Samantha Marie Atro. Ariana Alvarado. Cameron Mackay Anthony. Samantha Avila. Savera Begg. Brooke M. Barada. Olivia Pauline Bouchard. John Randall Blanche. Natasha Louise Blinder. Olivia McCallie Bloom. Benjamin Michael Bogus. Benjamin Michael Bogus is the recipient of the President's Scholarship Award and the Alumni Association Academic Achievement Award. He is also the recipient of the James Fix Award for Excellence in Mathematics. Gavi Bonilla. Christian Antonio Borchetta. Emma May Boyajian. Ava Lucia Bradford. Madeline G. Brissett. Aaliyah Michaela Brooks. Carl Bruce Tego. Jackson Bryan. Thomas Joseph Buffalini. Colin Oliver Bullock. Abigail Christian Burke. Abigail Christian Burke is a recipient of the President's Scholarship Award and the Alumni Association Academic Achievement Award. Janat Shakay Butt. Janat Shakay Butt is the recipient of the Benjamin Page Award in Philosophy. Julia B. Cabral. Ryan B. Camiglio. Ryan B. Camiglio is a recipient of the Legal Studies Book Award. Chloe R. Caprio. Amber Carbone, Andrew James Carlson, Lily Lou Cartwright, Isabella Rose Celebretti, Alexander Nicholas Chikonis, Mia J. Christensen, Alyssa Marie Charliglio, John Christopher Cielo, Kennedy Clave, Charles William Clifford, Mariana T. Colabello, Shannon L. Corbo, Madison Elizabeth Coveney, John Paul Cropsey, Neil Chital Dave, Sebastian Teixeira de Freitas, August Della Donna, Nicolette Christine Doss, Riley A. Demostis, Jessica Marie DeVito, Joseph Paul Donato, Dylan Joseph Diaspro, Suzette Diaz, Alyssa Nicole Dotro, Liam C. Duffy, Christian Paul DuPont, Charlotte Rose Durst, Sabrina Duverglass, Jesse Daniel Dorsek, Brian James Edson, Emily J. Erickson, Kiara Malone Fallon, Amna Farouk Fareed, Sophia Gabrielle Ferrara. Sophia Gabrielle Ferrara is a recipient of the President's Scholarship Award and the Alumni Association Academic Achievement Award. Alexandra Ayana Flaherty, Zachary Michael Foti. Zachary Michael Foti is a recipient of the Cardinal Joseph Bernadine Distinguished Service Award. Lawrence Frenette, Samantha Renee Frungian, Amani Bell Geiger, Samantha Nicole Gendro, Maxwell Winkler Gettings, Olivia Gogas, Jacqueline Monique Gonzalez, Jack Robert Gorbarino. Taylor Mackenzie Gudelanis. Sophia Nicole Guthie. Dalen Gutierrez Guartazaca. Dalen Georgina Gutierrez Guartazaca is a recipient of the Alfred P. Sternett Memorial Prize. Erin Marie Haddad. Ryan T. Hagerman. Sydney Lauren Hall. Kira Ann Hanner. Sophia Marie Harris. Rebecca Ann Hayes. Daniel Hernandez Arroyo. James L. Higgins. Shay Lynn Hildenbrandt. Rachel Marie Hill. Madeline R. Hoyt. Jaden Rio Hutchinson. Brett T. Hutchinson. Grace Leah Highland. Logan Richard Jackson. Nadira Jagan. Hannah Jiang. Hannah Jiang is a recipient of the Lynn Gershenson Hodgson Prize in Gerontology. Jasmine Louise Jordan Davis. Taylor J. Jocelyn. Hadith Kadriowski. Reagan Joshua K. Elise Patricia May Kaiser. Elise Patricia May Kaiser is a recipient of the Joan Phillips Gordon Prize in Sociology. Juliana Cusick. Zachary Laurie. Richard Isidro Lebrun. Nathaniel Francis Legros. Diana E. Lima. Thomas Christopher Lepore. Juliet Isabella Lombardi. Justin W. Maishi. Maya Labad. Mia Page Lapada. Jenna Page Madigan. Ariella Manjic. Madison Christine Marcucci. Katie Marie Markowitz. Alyssa Dior Martinez. Amber Lynn Massey. Alexis Matos Reyes. Luke Andrew Mello. Luciana Angelica Mercedes Vera. Nicholas Vincent McGlory. Ava Grace Minchello. Jasmine Jean Mitchell. Kyle David Morales. Bridget Murphy. Emily Christina Orth. Noelle Justine Palazzo. Grace Lee Peruso. Thomas Rees Peters. Lily C. Philipzak. Lily C. Philipzak is a recipient of the Political Science Best Senior Thesis Award. Melissa Lynn Pierce. Brooke Kayla Polikov. Dominique Crystal Ponce. Dominique Crystal Ponce is a recipient of the Alice B. Remail Memorial Award and the Aura C. Schoonmaker Hispanic and Latin American Studies Award. Alessandra Judith Porcaro. Colin Theodore Potter. Mara Kathleen Potter. Paige Madison Estrella Prey. Victoria Lynn Price. Isabella Jolie Piontek. Angelique C. Quesada Lopez. Maritza Sofia Radoslovic. Alex Sayef Ramnarine. Alex Sayef Ramnarine is a recipient of the Senior Service Prize in Criminal Justice. Catherine Leah Ramos. Leah Sua Rand. Jillian Rose Reingold. William Patrick Reynolds. Clarissa Esther Rivera. Alexandra Rodriguez. David Bradley Rosenbaum. Paul Rufanis. Calandra Elian Anahe Ruder. Anthony Joseph Russo. James Christopher Russo. Leland Joseph Saltarelli. Andrew Joseph Samatulski. Tatiana Latrice Sanders. Marissa Patricia Santaemma. Merve Sarioldis. Abigail Astrid Sinicarello. Michael Trey Scott. Jameson Norwood Setzler. Jameson Norwood Setzler is a recipient of the Political Science Outstanding Senior Award. Bobby Catherine Severino. John Wynn Sheehan. Remy Aaron Shibley. Remy Aaron Shibley is a recipient of the Outstanding Engagement in the field of anthropology. Kelly Bridget Slattery. Sophia Rose Somovigo. Michaela Venice Susi. Megan Southall. Noah Drew Stevenson. Gianna Sophia Strazula. Gianna Sophia Strazula is the recipient of the President's Scholarship Award and the Alumni Association Academic Achievement Award. Sophia Alejandra Suarez. Sophia Alejandra Suarez, a recipient of the College of Arts and Sciences Award for Special Achievement and the Rachel Rannis Prize in Social Justice. She is also the recipient of the H. Pierce Family Community Leadership Award. Paulo Tassi. Paulo Tassi is a recipient of the Academic Excellence and Good Citizenship in Game Design and Development Award. Tucker Charlie Sutherland. Justin Paul Thompson. Stephanie Rose Tiso. Olivia Toth. Aiden Paul Truckenbrode. Jillian Tucci. Ashley Marie Vacco. Jade Elizabeth Vacco. Samantha Vanasok. Christopher S. Villavicencio. Andrew Ward. Caitlin Patricia Wenners. Shamara Amina Wethington Mizell. Autumn Charlize White. Paige Victoria Wilkins. Cole Michael Wolleben. Emma Joan Wood. Meg Mamoka Yoshida. Doug Young. Daniela Isabel Zamora Salguero. Ryan Christopher Ziax.
I ask the candidates to please rise. Madam President, I have the honor to present from the College of Arts and Sciences candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts.
Dean Roth, thank you. It is my privilege, by the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science from the College of Arts and Sciences please approach the stage? Alexandra F. Abrahamovich. Isabella Grace Aliota. Callie Allardyce. Ahmed Ibrahim Anwar. Ahmed Ibrahim Anwar is a recipient of the President's Scholarship Award and the Alumni Association Academic Achievement Award. Amada Brianna Arroyo. Daniela Alessandra Ash. Hunter C. Axelrod. Molly Ann Barney. Amelia Grace Barroso. Sarah V. Barter. Emma Victoria Bayard. Sophia Catherine Bedard. Rebecca Lauren Benoit. Emily Elizabeth Berard. Caitlin Frances Bergen. Morgan Angeline Biello. Adia Natuki BM. Andrew John Blakely. Cynthia Bloomer. Emmanuel Joseph Bucco. Christina Lynn Bourgeois. Faith Victoria Brackley. Luke Henry Lee Britton. Cameron M. Brower. Jeremiah Luciano Bruscinelli. Michael P. Bunce, Jr. Nicholas M. Cardona. Graciela Carrero Sagona. Haley Stefania Castillo Mota. Haley M. Sarasoli. Mark Ian Chang. Anthony John Chiburi. Jillian Clark. Jillian Clark is a recipient of the Beta Award. Caitlin Curtin. Caitlin Curtin is a recipient of the R. Gordon Polisi Graduation Prize in Psychology. Brianna Marie Delapovsky. Abigail Elizabeth DiCera. Kyle J. Dennis. Jillian Y. DeRose. Catherine Ann DiStefano. Alyssa Rose Dillon. Andrew Leonard Doherty. Olivia Abigail Mercedes Downs. Michael Barron Duff. Katrina Haliana Edwards. Claire Margaret Egan. Chelsea Enabasi. Lindsay Estrada. Khadijah Faruqi. Victoria Margaret Ferguson. Leonardo Dimitri Fernandez Luna. Katrina Grace Fieldling. Karina Michaela Fisella. Mabel Ann Fritz. Harsh Samir Kumar Gandhi. Harsh Samir Kumar Gandhi is a recipient of the President's Scholarship Award and the Alumni Association Academic Achievement Award. Ashton David Gillard. Riley Madison Gilligan. Matthew D. Gothers. Ariana G. Gove. Nicolette Alexandra Greco. Gabrielle Marina Guerrillo. Sophia Stephanie Gulo. Yosef Hamoud. Catherine Harrison. Gracie Ann Healy. Brooke Dodds Hilliard. Daniel Richard Hogan. Alyssa Donna Horn. David J. Hughes. Gabrielle Rosa Ignacio. Matthew Jacob Infantino. Daniel Isayev. Tucker Casey Jacobson. Munis A. Kazi. Hannah Kehoe. Allison Irene Corner. Maria Kuyamzidis. Gabriel Luke Kakolka. Apurva Kupa. Brian Michael Lawrence. Rebecca Lenoble. Micah Kakulumani Levinsky Million. Era Lulo. Nicholas Daniel Lynch. Victoria Lillian Lyons. Catherine Marlene McEachran. Caden Joseph Maris. Allison Mary Massey. Laura Elizabeth Matroni. Zoe Margaret McLaughlin. Julia Anna Mendlovsky. Molly Elizabeth Merrick. Caden Matthew Mitchell. Kaylee Deborah Moore. Ethan Richard Monroe. Sarah Elizabeth Myjack. Sarita Nagasar. Alexandra Nicole Nazario. Catherine Charlotte Newsome. Chidima Chindiram Nwankala. Carly Grace Oberndorfer. Keelan Patrick O'Connell. Kaylin Elizabeth O'Connor. Caroline Elizabeth Olson. Min Sue Marianne Ospelek. Tressa Maria Pantalina. Christopher Kuto Papadopoulos. Mitchell Derek Patel. Prina Patel. Brianna Lynn Paternostro. Sean Michael Patterson. Caranda Perea. Mackenzie Perriello. Brianna Powers. Saffron H. Prisborowski. Saffron H. Prisborowski is a recipient of the President's Scholarship Award and the Alumni Association Academic Achievement Award. Emma Elizabeth Rodden. Sydney Lee Raisin. Noelle Alexis Reed. Christiana Rose Restucci. Christiana Rose Restucci is a recipient of the President's Scholarship Award and the Alumni Association Academic Achievement Award. She is also the recipient of the R. Gordon Palasi Graduation Prize in Psychology. Vanessa Ann Marie Ricco. Marissa Carol Ritter. Elora May Roberts. Gustav Eric Hilding Rosengren. Emily Ricklin. Andrew Sir Shapiro. Sahar Sheikh. Rohan Singh. Janina Nicole Scuret. Evelyn Reese Smallage. Caitlin Elizabeth Snow. Nicholas Ryan Solivoda. Anya Soltez. Graham Paul Spidell. Graham Paul Spidell is a recipient of the Matt Rafferty Memorial Economics Department Student Achievement Award. Olivia Taylor St. Clair. Dylan Christopher Stella. Lauren Elizabeth Sullivan. Nicole Syme. Zachary Stephen Tarbox. Morgan Alexa Tierney. Morgan Alexa Tierney is a recipient of the Orville J. Sweeting Memorial Chemistry Award. Shira Miranda Tillman. Alyssa Elizabeth Tobias. Salvatore Anthony Trezino Jr. Melissa Jeanette Turdeau. Yeli Ulaba Samura. Catherine Lizeth Valle. Lily A. Vogel. Lily A. Vogel is a recipient of the President's Scholarship Award and the Alumni Association Academic Achievement Award. She is also the recipient of the Jack Kaplan Award for Excellence in Data Science. Ryan Matthew Walker. Elise Renee Watson. Jasmine Monet Williams. Say your last. Grace Marie Wolfel. Jamie Ann Reed. Jamie Ann Reed is a recipient of the Barry Fritz Award in Psychology. Patrick Robert Ziba.
I ask the candidates to please rise. Madam President, I have the honor to present from the College of Arts and Sciences candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science.
Thank you, Dean Roth. It's my privilege, with the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Science, Molecular and Cell Biology please approach the stage? Louise Catherine Bacon. Cameron Alden Brierly. Caitlin J. Choquette. Sarah Therese Eaton. Sarah Therese Eaton is a recipient of the Academic Excellence Award, Master of Science in Molecular and Cell Biology. Abigail Gay Eidman. Abigail Gay Eidman is a recipient of the Academic Excellence Award, Master of Science in Molecular and Cell Biology. Alina M. Philandro. Alexandra L. Fassett. Gianna Christine Gorvan. Raven LaRose Hammett. Brian Christopher Hines. Ashley Jones. Sarah Carolyn Ketchall. Ada Latifi. Gabrielle Corbina Liberatasholi. Joanne Kathleen Mangan. Teddy S. Matthews. Tara Catherine McVeary. Amy Lee Mikolajczyk. Dionysius Paginotis Mitropolis. Cameron Michael Pomponio. Alyssa Sarah Principe. Michelle Prischelski. Olivia May Martin Rodriguez. Abigail Catherine Saltis. Timothy Alvin Schubar. Samantha Elizabeth Snyder. Grace Kelly Swain.
I ask the candidates to please rise. Madam President, I have the honor to present from the College of Arts and Sciences candidates for the degree Master of Science, Molecular and Cellular Biology.
Thank you, Dean Roth. It's my privilege, with the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you, the graduates, the degree of Master of Science, Molecular and Cell Biology, with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
All right, can we get another round of applause for all the graduates from the College of Arts and Sciences? So is the School of Communications in the house? That's what I figured. I now ask School of Communications Dean Nadine Barnett Cosby, that was bad. That qualified as bad. And to come forward for the awarding of the degrees from the School of Communications.
We ask the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts from the School of Communications to please approach the stage. Joseph Kweku Akins. Natalie Lauren Amici. Dylan M. Anisi. Dylan M. Anisi is the recipient of the Christopher Becker Memorial Prize in History. Paul T. Ashton. Ella Marie Barbado, Julia Barcelo, Joseph William Baskey, Alexander Joseph Bean, Carly R. Beck, Kiera A. Becker, Amaya M. Bernal, Sarah J. Byer, James Thomas Bleno, Matthew L. Bologna, Nicholas R. Boyd, Brittany Nicole Bromleben, Beckett Moore Calkins, Allison Canoe, Elizabeth Marie Carpenter, Michael Adam Carazone, Liam Hunter Chen, Aaron T. Christensen, Ashley Aaron Semino, Callahan Morgan Coffey, Christina Marie Collin, Kelly E. Crow, Benjamin Stewart Darling, Elena Catherine Dean, Evan J. Deck, Emily Ann DeFreitas, Vanessa L. De Jesus, Ella Grace Victoria Delmond, Mia Isabella Delmond, Clara A. Dandilli, Isabella N. DeBari, Zachary M. Dielli, Gianna Marie DeLemme, Emma Champal Denon, Matthew J. Dolbeck, Andrea L. Domingos. Andrea L. Domingos is a recipient of the Outstanding Achievement in Graphic and Interactive Design. Kaya A. Dona, Ava E. Donovan, Alyssa Madison Drum. Alyssa Madison Drum is a recipient of the Alumni Association Academic Achievement Award. Gianna Frances DuPont. Rachel Elizondo. Enike Stephen Eksukma. Ethan A. Figueroa. Jacob Paul Fisher. Jeffrey Blackwell Fish. Bridget Colleen Fitzgerald. Joseph Anthony Flynn. Christoph R. French. Jack William Gatta. James Peter Girardi. Ronell J. Giles Jr., Jacob Zachary Gold, Megan Elizabeth Griffin, Anthony L. Griffo, Danielle Elizabeth Gillette, Andrew Garrett Hansen, Shannon Alexis Harrison, Carolyn Christine Harvey, Cameron G. Henry, Abigail Hicks. Abigail Hicks is a recipient of the Outstanding Achievement in Advertising and Integrated Communications. Molly Carolyn Hines, Pakiza Irish Hussein, Katrina M. Jablonski. Katrina M. Jablonski is the recipient of the Outstanding Achievement in Media Studies. Mishka Jean-Louis. Ryan Carl Johansson. Alan Lennington Jones. Elena F. Jones. Michael Alexander Jones. Sasha Zoe Karjewski. James W. Casson. Michael Katz Flynn. Colin Remy Kennedy. Isabella Grace Kopecki. Caitlin Ashley Lepia. Chloe McKellen Malone. Ryan Michael Mansfield. Emmett James McAlery. Ella D. McGalliard. Gina McGivney. Alexander Joseph McPartland. Julian Juju Alejandro Mercado Bonanno. Andrew James Messina. Katie Taylor Millman. Julia Ray Moranti. Grace Monjo. Amanda Kimberly Morris. Jack Christopher Mucker. Catherine Carol Mullane. Zachary Jason Napa. Chad Napolitano. Casey Victoria Nadelka. Alexandra Niemeska. Anna Christina Nigro. Hallie Lily Nissenbaum. Samantha Nunez. Nicholas Joseph Paquette. William Frank Palizzi. Nicholas Porello. Margaret Elizabeth Proper. Riley Elizabeth Propercy. Christopher M. Bucala Jr. Kevin Michael Pomfret. Carolyn Lisa Reel. Lance William Regan. Ethan Samuel Reyes. Andrew Robert Reynolds. Benjamin James Rickavicius. Benjamin James Rickavicius is the recipient of the Outstanding Achievement in Journalism. Melissa Jeanette Robles. Gabriel Osmar Batista Romero. Zachary David Rubin. Erin Elizabeth Russell. Erin Elizabeth Russell is the recipient of the Outstanding Achievement in Public Relations. Joseph John Salafia. Tyler Salta. Sitlali Eileen Santiago. Anthony C. Sorrow. Lauren Elizabeth Savold. Christopher Michael Skamaka. Samuel Evan Scharf. Riley Hannah Scott. Matthew Sewall. Samantha Jean Shaw. Samantha Jean Shaw is the recipient of the Outstanding Achievement in Film, Television, and Media Arts. Lily Grace Silver. Jeffrey Mark Simon. Michael Benjamin Singer. Ashley Smith. Ashley Smith is the recipient of the Overall Achievement Award. Benjamin R. Smith. Liam Thomas Smith. Rebecca Denise Steves. Jack Andrew Sudall. Justin Taddeo. Emma Grace Talbot. Zuzana Taranaski. Caprice Adriana Tondalo. Melanie Jean Topchick. Brianna Isabel Trachtenberg. Dylan Yenfong Se. Nathan John Vallon. Sean Michael Valukovich. Julia Varconi. Elizabeth Marie Verobel. Christopher Vincent Volpe. Benjamin Joseph Wallen. Sydney Kathy Weimer. William Hayden Wertheim. Haley Sarah Wynn.
I ask the candidates to rise. Madam President, I have the honor to present the School of Communications candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts.
Thank you, Dean Barnett Cosby. It's my privilege to award you, because of the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, the degree of Bachelor of Arts with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
We now ask the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts to please approach the stage. Shayna Josephine Barrett. Shayna Josephine Barrett is a recipient of the Outstanding Achievement in Film, Television, and Media Arts. Nathaniel A. Benham. Omari K. Brannon. Aaron Marshall Epstein. Brody P. Feigen. Mason Grunberg. Brianna Zarek Lizano Quesada. Justin Matthew Morovsky. Armand Roshlani. Nicholas Romanolo. Jeffrey Michael Tefudo Jr. Jacob Chester Taylor.
I ask the candidates to rise. Madam President, I have the honor to present from the School of Communications candidates for the degree Bachelor of Fine Arts.
Thank you, Dean Barnett Cosby. By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I am thrilled to confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts and all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations, everyone.
We now call forward the candidates for the Master of Arts in Cinematic Production Management. Ryan J. Agnello. Jeffrey Edward Cormier. Mark Anthony Davis II. Ronnie Allen Danella III. Samuel Dorlian. Grace May Doyle. Earl Jones. Matthew S. Kashaveroff. Alexandra Janali Kendall. Matthew R. Koza. Julia Noel Kozmenko. Charlize Celia LeBron. Franco E. Morgante. Thitu Miruri. Jack A. Muscatello. Paige Marie Pazzella. Paige Marie Pazzella is a recipient of the Faculty Award for Academic Excellence, Master of Arts in Cinematic Production Management. Michaela E. Picard. Haley Noel Ruscio. Carly E. Sanger. Julia G. Schnarr. Cody J. Smith. Christina A. Steffler. Lauren Elizabeth Sweeney. Ronald Jai Robinson Thomas. Cassidy C. Turner.
I ask the candidates to rise. Madam President, I have the honor to present from the School of Communications candidates for the degree Master of Arts.
Thank you, Dean Cosby. It's a privilege to award you the degree of Master of Arts by the power vested in me from the Board of Trustees, with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
We now call forward the Master of Science candidates, beginning with Interactive Media and Communications. Natalie Rose Agostino. Osama I. Awan. Rebecca Brianne Branton. Christopher John Broder. Nicole Grace Calabrese. Christopher Calcineri Jr. Maeve Catherine Cox. Joseph Crickmore. Anthony L. DeRose. Taylor DeLisi. Sean Nathaniel Formantis. Sean Nathaniel Formantis is the recipient of the Faculty Award for Academic Excellence, Master of Science in Interactive Media and Communications. Miriam Lynn Greenfield. Brandon C. Kelly. Lindsay Maya Compson. Juliette Elise Lapointe. Hannah Marie Latai. Melina Noel Maldonado. Peyton Scott McKenzie. Victoria Guao Nichols. Olivia McNeil. Jillian Rainville. John Randall. Catherine Elizabeth Story. Madison Elizabeth Vale. Next, we call forward journalism candidates. Michelle Harby. Zachary Gray Carter. Zachary Gray Carter is a recipient of the Faculty Award in Academic Excellence, Master of Science in Journalism. Ethan Jeffrey Hurwitz. Haley Marie Keel. Michael John LaRocca II. Cameron Xavier Lavasser. George Joseph Mataloni IV. Gabriella Lauren Madden. Jacqueline Marie Pellegrino. Jack Samuel Spiegel. Benjamin Lloyd Yergin. Ishmael Zafar. Next, we call forward public relations candidates. Brendan Michael Bartuca. Morgan Emery Bloom. Farah Marie Chernov. Ariel Daja Ariana Evans. Madison Taylor Fallborg. Jack Cable. Emma Kehoe. Katrina Dorothy Kickless. Marcel Demetrius McAdoo. Brianna Patricia McEldowney. Jennifer Dorothy Molia. Taylor Rianne Sheehan. Kiana Gigi Nieves. Julia Ann Targove. Angelina Alexa Trucchio. Anna Van Dyke. Matthew Christopher Vogel. Matthew Christopher Vogel is a recipient of the Faculty Award for Academic Excellence, Master of Science in Public Relations. Jacqueline Kelly Idrovo. Connor William Youngberg. Next, we call forward sports journalism candidates. Carlos Efren Calo Rodriguez. Connor M. Core. Seth Ryan Fromowitz. Caitlin M. Grady. Judea Ingram. Michael T. King. Brandon Alexander Murdoch. Tyler Douglas Platts. Samuel E. Vito. Tony Catherine Wetmore. Tony Catherine Wetmore is the recipient of the Faculty Award in Academic Excellence, Master of Science in Sports Journalism. And last but not least, Connor Joseph Wilson.
I ask the candidates to rise. Madam President, I have the honor to present the School of Communications candidates for the degree Master of Science.
Thank you, Dean Barnett Cosby. It's my privilege, by the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Master of Science with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
All right, let's hear it for the School of Communications 2025 grads. It is now my privilege to introduce Yvonne Alston. Yvonne is a member of our Alumni Association Board and will bring you greetings on behalf of our alums.
Good afternoon, everyone. How's everybody doing? Everybody excited? Yes. Well, I will say it is truly an honor to be before you today, not only as a proud member of the class of 1998, back when Quinnipiac was Quinnipiac College, but also as a representative of the Alumni Association Board. Today marks a milestone filled with promise for all of those who are embarking on the next exciting chapter of your lives, careers, and Quinnipiac journey. But before we celebrate the achievements of our newest graduates, I want to take a moment to recognize the Quinnipiac alumni who are here today as family members and supporters of the class of 2025. So, if you are a Bobcat parent, sibling, or relative, please stand and raise your hand. All right. Amazing. We appreciate the support you've provided to your student during their educational journey, centered on intellectual, personal, and professional growth. It is your unwavering love and support that have been instrumental in making this day possible. Thank you, Legacy families, for being such an essential part of the celebration. So now, graduates, please rise if you are able. It's time to honor a cherished Quinnipiac tradition that symbolizes the incredible achievement you all have attained. I invite you to move your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left. Woo! Yes! It is this simple yet very powerful gesture that you officially transition from student to alumni. joining a vibrant global network of Bobcats who stand ready to support and celebrate you throughout your life's journey. Remember, this moment is not an ending. It's the beginning of a lifelong bond with Quinnipiac. So wherever your path leads, carry with you the pride and spirit of being a Bobcat for life. Congratulations, class of 2025, and welcome to the pack.
Thank you, Yvonne. So, 2025 grads. As we conclude our today's ceremony, the platform party will recess to the rear of the quad and will be followed by faculty and graduates. Please remain at your seats until the recessional concludes. You're then invited to join us at the rear of the quad for a post-ceremony reception. So, on behalf of Quinnipiac University, President Olean, the deans, and the faculty and staff of Quinnipiac University, I again offer my congratulations to the class of 2025.